Good morning and welcome to the Spiral Podcast. I am your host, Cait, and I will probably end up taking these headphones off, okay? Because I cannot with the glasses and the headphones, and guys, I'm lying to you. I don't need these glasses on, but they are UV light glasses, and usually when I'm doing the pod, I'm coming from editing or something else because it's my day off, usually when I record. So I just already have these on. They're already the vibe for the day. I don't want, when it's nighttime usually, I don't want the light hurting my eyes from the camera, like the screen of the camera and all that jazz. I'm making excuses. Sometimes I just think it look cute. And I know you do too. So I will feel actually exposed when I show you guys without these glasses on for the first time, but I think it's the vibe for the podcast so far. I just told you all my secrets, but these headphones will probably end up being off. I'm sorry, not really sorry. Let's get right into this episode. Let me talk about my day. I always just need to start talking about my day because I just need to get it out, guys. I was just like opening the spiral, guys. The spiral of the Spiral Podcast. If you guys know, the whole name of the podcast is like named after the Spiral Notebook. If you get it, you get it. Yeah, you get it. And I just was like opening it, going through some pages to like get to what I need to get to, and all I saw was the word twinks. Oh, so what was I talking about? And now I actually can't find it. What was I talking about? Or did I like make that up? Was it a different word, but I just like took it as twinks? I think it might have been takes, and I just said twinks. That is so funny. It's just kind of a jump scare. I did make a podcast outline for this podcast episode today because last one I didn't. First ever podcast episode, like not the pilot. I didn't make a podcast outline for that, and then I got kind of all over the place, and I just didn't like the way it felt in the moment and the way it came out. But I'm still uploading it because of course I'm not going to be perfect the first time, and there's always going to be growth and evolution and change. Like, it was just raw and new, and of course I'm not going to be the perfect podcaster the first episode. I'm going to try it with an actual outline today, and I bet it's going to go better, but we'll see. So many high thoughts segments in here that I might actually dig into later on in this episode. I might just choose one randomly and get on it. We are also in the same setting of the last episode with the doors open. You can probably hear the bugs, which I loved. I actually loved in the back. It definitely sets the vibe more. And we are actually here during sunset. It is cloudy today, so not as bright as I want it to be and golden as I want it to be, but it is still very beautiful. It is still giving the exact perfect vibe that I want. I'm actually sitting more in the back of my van, so you guys can literally like see this on YouTube. I don't know why I'm going to go into such an in-depth explanation, but I'm in more the back of my van with my cute decorations and everything. I am just living life wonderfully. I think this is my favorite setting I've had so far, and I just also feel good about myself today. I feel like I look cute. I feel like I look good. I just came from editing at the coffee shop, and I'm just obsessed with it, obsessed with my life, obsessed that I get to do that. Before I get into this episode, I want to let you guys know that the Google form is out. The Google form is out. The link is going to be in my YouTube description and maybe my Spotify description. I don't know if I can do that. If I can, it'll be there. If not, go to my YouTube version or my Instagram. I think really those two places will have that link available for you. So go ahead, go there and fill out that form because I want to know what you guys wrote in your spiral today. I am so excited for that segment. I love writer submissions. It's just my favorite thing. I cannot wait. I was literally giggling and kikiing while making it, like, oh my god, I'm so excited. So get on it, guys. I'm ready to read your inner demons, honestly. I am shocked by this piece of information I learned recently. I always end up learning these little things from my papaw because he always has like standard television on because he does not have like Netflix or let me explain the kind of guy my papaw is. I have a very close relationship with my papaw. We go to lunch every week. We've been doing it for a year or two, more like 2 years, and I have really grown close to him and like learned about him and his life. He's 84 years old, grew up in Virginia, like the mountains, and I just love learning about him and having that relationship with him. But sweetest man ever. Also has kind of some old beliefs that I'm trying to actually actively fix within him, and I think he gets it sometimes. I think sometimes he's kind of like, okay, she maybe has a point. And I think I'm helping heal like generational trauma, by the way, side note. He always has standard television on, and his love language is literally recording things for you. I think that is the sweetest thing. He'll record something and be like, hey, I thought you'd want to see this, and then plays it with you while you're with him. I think that's so sweet. And I want to bring that into my life. I want to do that for people, but like with other things. We'll figure it out. But we're watching standard television, and it's like, I think on the news or something, they say, listen to these stats. It took 100 years for telephones to reach 100 million users. It took electricity 70 years to reach 100 million users. And it took mobile phones 16 years to reach 100 million users. It took AI 2 months. 2 months to reach 100 million users. I was literally shocked. My mouth was open. I had to write it down immediately because I need to remember that information, because that is actually insane to me. It is crazy the adaptability and like how fast people adapt to things nowadays and just catch on and latch on and learn and use these days. Like, honestly, so scared for our future, because what are people gonna do when everything is done for them? Like, you can either go down such a good spiral. Here is the two things I think can happen to a person's brain when AI, quote unquote, takes over, where every physical job, or honestly every job, is taken because AI can do it. There are no people in offices because, hey, AI can do it. AI is smart enough to do that. There is nobody in the factories because, hey, AI can do that. AI is smart enough to do that. And all these other little jobs, hell, influencers, like AI could do that. But I think a lot of people would become influencers because people want to see real people. But at that point, when do you know if they're real? AI is so fluid in human concept. I don't know how else to word that. Like, AI is just so human. Here are the two ways I think it can go. I want to start with the bad, so then I can clear it up with some good and hope for our humanity and our future and our lives. Obviously, what everyone thinks, the bad, like when people have nothing to do, they don't have to go to work every day. Everyone's either going to be absolutely brain rotting on the internet, like losing their brain, because that is an actual thing that's happening. I know we all say it as a joke, but we are actually rotting our brains. People become like psychopaths and killers and angry at humanity and very agitated because they have nothing else to do but feel into those emotions, and they're just pissed off at the world. It really runs people to anger and to big emotions. And this is where the good comes in, because sometimes if people are evolved enough, they can try and figure out those emotions and flow through those emotions and learn how to do things out of fear do things out of love rather than fear. Basically, at the end, it is always, and I say this for everything, you are either doing things out of fear or out of love. In life, in totality, you are either doing things out of fear or out of love. In every situation, your whole life mission, you're doing things out of fear or out of love. So when AI would take over, or we just have so much time to be in our brains, are you going to act out of fear? Are you going to act out of love? Are you going to act out of love to be like, okay, I will fix my emotions, because now that we have free time, let's spend it creating. Let's spend it doing things with others. Let's spend it making connections. Let's spend it just being fruitful on this earth and like living life. And okay, this is, I know it sounds very delulu in the head, but like frolicking through fields and like enjoying the earth while it's still here, because hey, we're ruining it, because hey, climate change is real. Or maybe if AI is doing all of our 9-to-5 jobs, let's start working on the earth. Can AI do that? Yeah, I'm not sure, but let's start working on the earth and doing all that. Or people are just gonna use all of the technology to a disadvantage and to run it into the ground of being that angry and being hostile. And I think that's the two ways it can go. I really, really hope it goes a good way. And I think, you know, the theory about new earth and like new energies rising and trying to find that yin and yang equilibrium of good and evil, or dark and light energy, and light energy starting to finally overcome, because there are a lot of new souls awakening and all that stuff. I hope that like that side wins. Like, I hope that there is just more light in the world, and we use AI as a tool and as something to help us reach enlightenment and light. Sorry, my nose itches so bad. If you're watching the video version, you're probably like, bitch, stop picking your nose. I'm not picking it, I'm itching it. And I think it's because the field is right here, and I'm like allergic to stuff in the field. I have really bad allergies. So I'll try and stop touching my nose, but if you keep saying it, please just don't mind it and allow me to do so. Okay, that's enough of AI talk. It's kind of getting me nervous. It's kind of making me feel very end all be all. I kind of said this before in that whole little rant though. What if normal people just one day became influencers? How fucking crazy would that be? Which I think is low-key actually happening on TikTok. Like, TikTok makes it so easy for normal people to just rise up and be influencers, but I don't think they're influencers. I think they just kind of go viral for a couple videos or whatever. Like, when do they actually become an actual influence? Or like, what are the levels? What are the qualifications? What are the numbers? Like, I don't know. But imagine, this is very like movie end of the world kind of. Not end of the world is crazy. I'm thinking of this in like a movie production way, okay? So one day everyone wakes up and all like the influencers are waking up like ready to create for another day and whatever they do. They're like, okay, getting up. All of a sudden they have 0 followers and they are back to like, they have nothing. They've lost everything because that is their livelihood. Those numbers, their livelihood. Those followers, their livelihood. Those videos, their livelihood. And then all of a sudden these nurses wake up and they're like, okay, time to grind. I'm using nurses as one example, but think plenty of other jobs like office jobs, all that. High school kids, which again with TikTok is happening. They will wake up one day and become influencers sometimes. But this nurse wakes up and all of a sudden she has so many people in her DMs, in her comments, in her, I'm using her, again, gender fluid, I'm just using things, okay? But this girl, this nurse, wakes up and she all of a sudden has so many eyes on her. Like, would she just shrivel up and die? Or like, how would a normal person be as an influencer with suddenly like millions of followers one day? How would that look? How would that work? How would they feel? I feel like that's very, very nerve-wracking and scary to just wake up and have that, you know, which is never gonna, well, actually, I feel like maybe does happen to normal people, because you could just have a viral video and just randomly get millions of followers. I don't think it's, like, overnight that fast, but that's actually kind of really what's happening. But I just had that random thought, and now I'm actually kind of like, that's random, that's really, like, life. That is kind of what the internet and social media has come to, actually. I wonder if people would quit their jobs immediately, because I bet they like watch influencers and they know kind of that field of work, so they might be like, okay, I guess I can quit my job now. I know how much money they make. I know I could actually make a living off of this. I kind of know how that would work. And they would actually be like, fuck this job. It depends how much they actually love their job and find purpose in their job. Like, some nurses I bet would be like, I absolutely do not want this. I don't care how much money it'll make me. I became a nurse because it was my purpose and it is my life and it is what I'm like here meant to do, you know? Which I feel like, fuck, what was I gonna say? No, because I literally was on a train of thought. But I shut my ADHD down and I was like, hey girl, we can't do that. Okay, the headphones came off. I just literally could not do it. I just felt the actual tiniest peep of a headache and I was like, absolutely not. We will not be starting that today. Guys, I think it's time we talk relationships. I know that is a crazy switch up from like influencers and creators and nurses becoming fucking influencers overnight, and the sustainability of people on the internet and influencers on the internet, but here we go. That is something podcasts actually you do need, is you have to have good transitions, which all of my stuff I learn about being on the internet and being a creator and having social media and stuff like that is literally from watching. I knew the process of a YouTube video from age probably 11 or 12 because I was so brain rotty, hardcore on the internet, like such a watcher, and I would have never ever believed that I would actually start something and be a creator. Again, if you're not watching the video version, I'm putting quotations after all of these because I know those words are kind of like but it's true. I am creating this podcast and this video. But anyways, you have to have good transitions, and that's something I'll try and work on. Okay, again, this is my second episode. Give a girl a break. Give me off a freaking Kit Kat bar. Give me off a break with that Kit Kat bar. What? Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar? Okay, so where I'm at with people in relationships. I have always lived by this saying and this rule, and this is who I am with relationships and what my sexuality is. Guys, we're getting real deep into it. Like, you guys are learning. I feel like I should be kind of straight up immediately, and you guys should know where I'm at with my sexuality and who I am. And I know people that I know are going to watch this, actually, that don't know. People that I probably work with. Hey, campers at the campground. Hey. I mean, I am so fluid with myself now, and again, that self-discovery journey I was yapping about last week. What's the word? Self-acceptance. I'm just accepting this, and I don't feel the need to over-explain myself because I'm so secure in who I am that even if they ask me, I'd be like, yeah, I mean, and what? And I'm not going to sit there and be like, well, this and that. It's who I am, and it's who I am, okay? I have always said, what have I said? Wait, how do I word this? And I've said this so much, it's just now that I put it on the spot, I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm marrying a woman. I will make out with men. I will do things with men. I will kind of be with men, but I will never be in a serious relationship with a man, and I will never, ever, ever catch me dead before I marry a man. I am marrying a woman. Because I only can see longevity with a woman. I can only see living the rest of my life with a woman because of the emotional depth, of the feeling of oneness. Like, we understand. And I just know I have a wife out there, okay? I feel like indebted to this wife that I don't know her yet. I know it's not good to have like this perfect image that you're gonna have one day because God's plan, or it's really not all up to you, divine plan. Like, it's not all up to you, but I really do have a vision of who I'm really gonna marry one day, and it's always a woman. It's never, ever, ever not been not a woman. Yes, I will do things with men. Catch me making out with men. Catch me having talking stages with men. Catch me doing all of this other stuff with men. But I know going into every time, and I have to get better at telling others this, because I have kind of led men on, unfortunately, when I knew in the back of my head every time, I don't see anything really, really long term with you. Yeah, we'll be like together for a couple months or whatever, but if it's really bad, because I've actually done this with someone recently that I realized I was leaving them on, but my mind almost like changed it for a second. I was kind of convinced. I was like, maybe I will marry this man. I was gaslit, and not even in that they weren't gaslighting me in a malicious way, but I was gaslighting myself low-key because I wasn't being true to myself. And that was very apparent. My body told me that I was not in the right place at the right time with the right person because I was so anxious around that time. I had one of the worst panic attacks I've had recently that caused me to go into a pseudo seizure, okay? And I have those when I get super, super anxious, and I have panic attacks as I literally feel like I'm dying. But yeah, that was like the biggest sign for me of like, hey, you're not where you're supposed to be. You're not doing what you're supposed to be. This is not aligned for you. And maybe it was aligned for you for a lesson, but like the lesson is over, cut it off, whatever. He's probably watching this like, sorry, it's what happened. And it kind of does feel like messing with men is kind of like a waste of time for me, because I'm like, but what if I'm doing all this and I miss the chance to meet my wife because I'm still just messing with men and like doing all that stuff, and I miss my opportunity for my wife. But on the same coin, it's like, I'm young, I should be able to feel it out, do what I want, have fun. I'm still kind of figuring that out. I think it's good to like have a cute flirt, have like a makeout at a party, like stuff like that. But I don't think anything with a man with me is gonna last more than maybe a month. And why am I explaining this to you guys? I guess I just want to know if anyone else is on the same page. Like, I feel so alone in how I feel. I know I have gay friends, I have straight friends. I have nobody that really feels the way I do, I think. Like, really, truly knows how I feel. I guess I have one friend that kind of told me one time, like, yeah, I'm definitely going to be with a woman. I learned, I think. But, I mean, they still mess with guys, I guess. They're not really, I don't know. Does anyone else feel this way? What am I even identified as? Like, I guess I identify as pansexual, I think, but a lot of people don't even accept that as an answer. Like, a lot of people I know were just kind of like, fucking like pans. To me, that just means I love everyone. I don't know. I'm queer? I don't fucking know. Just please tell me. I honestly wish I could edit podcasts like a YouTube video, and like the audio listeners could see the edits, because I could do that for YouTube. I guess I could do it for YouTube and you get kind of like a podcast-esque YouTube video kind of thing, because it is a YouTube video, but I mean, I want to get deep into the edits, and I fear that would just be too much for people just wanting a podcast. So maybe I won't do that, and I'll still do YouTube videos on the side. But currently, hey, I'm working 2 jobs and doing this on the side and trying to find time for myself and all that good stuff. So can't promise we're doing all that right now. Maybe in the future when this can kind of be a source of revenue so I can quit those jobs. But, you know, your girl's gotta grind. Your girl's gotta make money. Your girl's gotta live and thrive and save money, because I'm actually not spending money because I'm living with my parents right now, but season's almost over, summer's almost over. I am home during the summer season because I work at a campground, so I'm kind of saving up with these 2 jobs right now so that I can literally travel in the winter and go other places and maybe move and all that good stuff. So can you tell I like saying all that good stuff? All that good stuff, because there is so much good stuff. Guys, I'm so sorry, my nose itches so bad. It hasn't itched all day. It's literally me sitting right here next to the field, which, should I give you guys like a visual reference every time I'm recording of what I'm looking at? I low-key think I should. That's really freaking adorable. I'm doing really good today. Again, I think this outline is really helping, because I'm talking pretty fluidly right now. I'm talking pretty fluidly right now. I will not lie to you. Except I am kind of at the last of my outline, but we will do a high thought segment because I really, really want to get into one of these that I really haven't looked over. Like, I didn't look over a specific one and edit it and critique it and be like, okay, this is the one we're doing. I'm going to go into it blindly and just see what fucking high Cait was on. Oh my gosh, I did this so much when I was high. I would piss my pants laughing, because when I'm high, I feel like some strains, you lose control of your body. And I would lose control, TMI, I would lose control of my quenching abilities of down there. And I would literally feel like I'm just flowing. But it was never a personal laugh. It has to be a collective laugh. As soon as everybody else starts laughing with me about something, oh, it's gushing, oh, it's free flowing. But like, I will never piss my pants laughing over something I did, like just me, because I think honestly I'm probably such an empathetic person. I pick up on everyone around me that it just makes me laugh so much harder. I'm picking up that they find it funny, so I find it 10 times more funny. But it's honestly a quirk I love about myself. Like, I think it's so cute that I piss my pants laughing. I think it's so human. Like, again, with The Sims and choosing who you are in this life, how cute if I chose to be a pants pisser. I chose to be a pants pisser in this life, and I wear the title proudly. Okay? I am happy about my pants pissing abilities. I think it always ruins the mood sometimes, though, because then you gotta go change, and it's like, I just pissed my pants. Why is it a shameful thing? I think it's funny I pissed my pants. I did it really, really bad when I was a kid, though. I would hold it. I had a pee chart, and I'm like, dude, you guys are getting, like, the inner depths of me. I used to have a piss chart, and I would get marked off every time I pissed my pants, because it was an often occurrence, and I was way too old for that. And I had that on my closet door for way too long. And if I did really good, I would get treats. I would get prizes from my mom. My mom was a great mom when we were younger. She used to set everything up like a store. And if we had really good behavior that week, we would be able to go through the store and like pick out what we wanted. Because we'd get like money, I think. I don't know. I could be making this all up. And my brother told me, do you remember this? And I kind of was like, no. I just remember my piss chart and how ashamed of it I was. But I mean, I guess we did. We had something good in there. I don't know. Okay, now I'm going to scroll to a random high thoughts. Scroll is crazy. Why am I so chronically online? Why is that the way I talk? Flip. I'm gonna flip the page in real life, in physical, in 3D. Fuck. My God. Get your shit together. Fucking A. I've been saying A way too much recently, and the more I've been aware that I'm saying it, I actually hear a lot more in other people, and every time I'm like, are you Canadian? Do you know a Canadian? Why did you just say A? Because I've been saying it too. Like, maybe it's just in the air. Have you been saying A recently? Comment. Let a girl know. Because it's my favorite thing. Oh, this is a good one. It is titled High Thoughts. Okay. Duh. That's the whole segment. And then in the little corner it says Men and Empathy. You know I'm a man hater. A man eater. Guys, I promise I'm a nice person. Just men, you kind of have a fuck. Kind of have a reputation. Have a bad rep with me. They're probably like, this bitch can't even speak words. She can't even put a sentence together. Like, why would I care what she thinks? You should care what I think. I'm a very wise soul. Every strong man has an even stronger woman behind him. That's how it starts out. Hell yeah. Men lack empathy. Neurologically, that's how they're made up. Men literally have no empathy. Another reason why I will not marry a man. How I will not marry a man. Because how are we going to raise a kid when you have no empathy? How am I going to relate to you when you have no empathy? How are we going to go through life together when you can't even empathize with other people or empathize with me? It means so much to me. Women have to teach men empathy. Every man who has empathy would have had to been taught how to have it. Men have been taught how to have empathy. Women just naturally have it. It's like a motherly instinct, like a feminine instinct. Meaning someone, a woman, cooked here. All can be in terms of feminine and masculine energy too. Why women say, I don't want to have to train/teach somebody's son. Empathy. Start teaching your guy friends slowly, but don't fall in love, which is going to be really hard because they'll start falling in love with you because you're teaching them something. And I feel like men just love to I feel like men just want to learn. I don't know, they would fall in love because they'll finally understand emotions, I think. Like, again, the boyhood, this is all relating to last episode. Maybe this should have been the last episode, but boyhood, they were taught, like, that's gay to have emotions. So you tap into their emotions, they're gonna be like, oh my god, I'm in love with this woman. So be careful with your guy friends, or put the work into a man. Can be daunting. Some men aren't trusted to stay with you after you teach them this, literally. They might go bananas once they find empathy. Or find a man with a good mom and not have to worry about any of it. But sometimes they seem in love with their mom. See, there's always pros and cons to everything. Okay? Side eye for that. For real, why are you in love with your mom? I mean, yes, she's a great woman. They either, if your mom taught you empathy, yeah, you're in love with her. And the first woman who taught you empathy, you're going to be in love with them. So if the first person was your mom, it looks like I'm picking my boogies. It just really itches, guys. Is going to be the person you're in love with. And again, it's really scary to date the ones who have empathy and they didn't learn it from their mom. They learned it from another woman. Because they will always be in love with her. They will always be in love with their first love. I think women can grow and kind of separate themselves from their first love. Yes, they'll always have that in them. I think men literally don't ever, or I don't know. That actually can be very general for either gender. I'm actually not sure. In my head, to me, men are always going to be in love with their first love. Women, maybe it's the other way around, actually. I feel like women kind of hold on to things a lot. I actually don't know. I'm talking on my ass. What do you guys think? Can you guys I want feedback on this pod. I want to have a continuous free-flowing conversation with everyone who listens to this, and I want your guys' feedback. I want your thoughts, because this is a solo pod. I have no one else to talk to right now. My voice kind of sounded like I was about to cry. I have no one else to talk to right now. But it's true. Like, if I don't have anyone to talk to right now with me currently, I want to hear it from you guys. So speak up, play your part, do your role. It's like we're in a project. We're in a group project, guys, and I'm doing all the work right now. I'm going to stand up for myself. you bitches need to put in some work. Hey, do that Google form. Hey, please comment on what you think about this stuff. I mean, the AI stats, what do you guys think of that? This men and empathy, what do you guys think of that? Pissing your pants. Are you guys a pants pisser? One of my favorite jokes to make that I was making for a while there, and nobody understood because, like, one, I made it up myself. I didn't get it from anybody else. Nobody understood, but I always cracked myself up, and I thought it was so funny, is when I would, like, be not labeled something, like, I would just say, I'm a pants pisser, I'd be, like, putting that in my bio. That's in my new Instagram bio. Hey, by the way, because you know how people would be like tennis player if they're a tennis player, YouTuber if they're YouTuber, influencer, owner of a business, entrepreneur. Like, that's how they would describe themselves in the Instagram bio. I would put pants pisser in my Instagram bio because it describes me. That was my favorite joke for a while and nobody laughed at it. I don't think anybody I was surrounded with was as chronically online as I am, so maybe that's why I didn't think it was funny. And guys, I say I'm chronically online. I mean chronically online, not like in a bad way, because it's never bad when it comes to me. Is it my hair that's tickling me? Okay. I just need a good itch of my nose. Hold on. Please pause for an itch of the nose. Alrighty, we are back in business. I just realized I look like a teacher? I look like a corno. Can I say porno on here? I look like a porno teacher. Can I say that? I don't trust that I can say that. Like, catch me in your favorite film. Sexy film. Okay, actually don't. I take it back. Please. I don't want to be sexualized by weirdo pervs out there. Hey, please don't do that. Now, if you're a girl my age, like, fuck. If you're a 25-year-old, I'm sorry. I'm really into older women and people. Actually, people in general. I don't find people my age that attractive. They have to be at least 2 years older than me for me to find you, like, really attractive. 25 is, like, a golden age for me, I think. Golden age. I just, like, have been really attracted to people that are 25. Is it because their frontal lobe just developed? But then it's kind of scary, like, why are you attracted to a 19-year-old at 25? It's a bit scary on their end. But this is what every bitch says, too. I'm a very mature 19-year-old. I was saying that at, like, 16-year-olds old, too, and it's like, girl, no, you were not. So I can't really say that. I mean, my frontal lobe hasn't developed. But there's this one person, girl, obviously. My first girl crush is 20. How old is she now? 20. She might be 24, 25. I think she's 24, 25 now. When I first knew her, I was 16, I think, and she was 21. We're 5 years apart. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, we're 5 years apart. And she's still the hottest person ever. And I would still absolutely hit that. Yeah. I don't like the way I just said that. I'm looking her up on Facebook. I'm sorry, guys. I literally have to see this. You will forever be attracted to your first girl crush when you're gay. 25. Yeah, she just turned 25. What the fuck? She was 23 when I knew her. Yeah, I'm attracted to 25-year-olds then. I stand by what I said then. I was literally speaking the truth. I'm so attracted to 25-year-olds. There's so many bugs in here. I don't really care though. They'll fly out eventually. Also, that girl crush literally told me when I ended up being 19 now. Like, I have ran into her since her being my first girl crush. And me literally not obsessing. Not obsessing. Could never be obsessing. I just thought she was so hot. Her energy was so hot. Like, it wasn't even just her, like, how she looked on the outside, her physical, but, like, her energy, bro. Like, people never understood. I think it was just, like, my first girl crush, my first, like, masculine energy woman that I was like, oh my god, she could do things to me. She was talking to a girl one time, and she was like, you know what, she actually reminds me of you. 16-year-old Caitlin had an actual, I wanted to say aneurysm there, but I don't think I should be able to say that. Like, I think that is not okay to say in that situation, but I freaked. The 16-year-old me inside me was jumping up and down, doing cartwheels, literally off her rocker. And I played it cool. 19-year-old me was like, oh my god, no way. And that is, then and there I realized that maybe it was mutual. Maybe, just maybe it was mutual. Maybe in the slightest bit mutual. But I bet it was the age thing that always got her. Like, well, she's literally 19 and I'm 25. But baby, let's not think about age. Baby, no. Please. No, but seriously, it's just like, I would literally dream of that. If I ended up doing things with this woman, I think my life would be complete. I think it would be such a full circle moment, and I would actually be okay to die then. It was a part of my mission, okay? And I still think it's possible. I will actually try my hardest, because what do you mean your girlfriend reminds me of you? What do you mean this girl you were talking to reminds you of me? That means you literally want me, does it not? Please. She was asking about my dating life. I was like, girl, do you want to know for like broader reasons or personal reasons? Is this targeted? Do you want to know so that I can hit you up? Do you want to know so we can go on a little date? I'm talking too much about this woman because, hey, again, this is going to be posted on the public internet. It's going to be posted on literally where everyone can see it. So I should really stop, because maybe just maybe she'll see this. But hey, the secret's out. You probably could tell. You literally probably could tell the whole time that I was low-key into you, because I can't really hide my faces or anything. And you're just really hot. Okay, next fucking topic. Should I do another high thoughts? That was kind of fun, but I don't want to run out. But then I guess that means I just have to get high. I don't know. Which, again, really hasn't been my thing recently. I don't know if I told you guys that. I really haven't been high in a long time because it gives me too much anxiety. I think I burnt myself out. I smoked a little too much. Yeah, I just wasn't my vibe. And I go in and out of phases, and I'm in a phase of like, it makes me anxious just to even think about partaking in gardening. So let's see what this one says. This is a stale version of high thoughts. I was high like 2 hours ago, lol. But some crazy important shit happened, so you know I had to. So exciting. What a great intro. Ooh, this is like serious shit. Okay, I can read past lives like no other. Seriously. I can also read generational lines, like what family trauma is being healed. Like when a person has a trait that they're healing generationally, like that is a generational curse almost, in quotations, a pattern, I can tell like, oh, that's what you're healing in this life. Without them even telling me like, this is what my grandma's life was, this is what my mom's life was, this is what my great grandma's life was. I'll just be like, hey, yeah. And past lives, yeah, I can read people's past lives. I'm psychic. If I wanted to be. I can tap in and out of it. But, oh, my friend's stuff. My friend's past life. Her vivid dream and how I already felt it. I was literally telling her, like, this is what I see for you in your past life. Like, this wasn't like a session. Like, I wasn't, which I don't do that yet, but I might do that eventually if people wanted it. Like, me to do that for people as a service. But we were just, like, high together. And I was just like, this is what I see as your past life. And then she was like, oh my fucking god, I've had a reoccurring dream of the exact scenario you just set up. Like a vivid dream when I was younger of the exact scenario you just explained. Like, how did you know that? And I was like, yup. Hit him with it. Yup. Have you seen that trend on TikTok where the girlfriend or the friend or whatever just repeats the same thing twice over and over again? I think I actually do that without meaning to, and I can't believe people have like lived with me and had to interact with me. And then I go on to talk about me and her past life or whatever. My masculine comes out with some of my friends. I feel like I'm practicing my masculine side for like my wife, because again, duality, there's gonna be a masculine and a feminine. There's a masculine and a feminine in everybody, and every person, every soul on this planet, and you have to balance those and have both, and welcome in your feminine traits and welcome in your masculine traits. And I think I'm like practicing with some of my friends, like, this is my masculine trait. And that was the end of that high thought. So I'm glad I ended on that one, because that was a short one. Again, it was like a stale one. Those were just like main points. It's not like I was high, like, oh, it's all this little stuff. I still have so many of my notes. Like, it's gonna last me a while on here, but I think it is about time for me to go. I have to go to a family dinner. By that I mean we're literally gonna go to my brother's house, play Mario on the Wii, and have Buffalo Wild Wings. This is how I'm growing, okay? I'm actually gonna eat my meal prep, my salmon, and a couple of wings, but I'm not gonna make that my dinner, because I know I'm in my luteal phase, and I know that my body will not react very well to only having that, and I need the nutrients that salmon will give me right now, because that's what my body is in need of. So yeah, just feeling kind of grown, feeling kind of healthy and healed. I'm gonna go do that. Thanks so much for joining me today on this episode. I hope you tune in again. Follow me on all my socials. It is Cait.airs on Instagram and TikTok. And Cait airs. Wait, I always forget what it is. Okay, guys, it's either Cait airs or Cait.airs. Just try it. And on Spotify, it is the Spiral Podcast with Cait airs. And that is airs, AYERS. Don't get it twisted. And please fill out the Google form. The Google form will be in the description of this video. Please, please, please go fill it out. I'm so excited to do those, and I really want to do it next week. So even if it's just one person, please let me know what you wrote in your spiral, okay? And if you're feeling frisky, like, leave your name or something, okay? Okay, thanks so much for watching. Love you guys. See you next week.